we started this spaghetti jam with the instructions of how to make one of these, which got us talking about play and the fact that everyone had done these, whether they're 80 now or 8 now. And we were thinking about play and how it happens now, and we went out and talked to some older people in Birmingham and some parents and asked them about how they interact around play. And we discovered that grandparents and great-grandparents spend sometimes a lot of time with their kids if they live nearby, their grandkids and great-grandkids, but their kids are playing on technology and not interacting with them. So we thought, imagine a world where grandparents, great-grandparents, great-aunts, great-uncles are actually playing with, whether it's through tech or through board games or through activities outside, but playing with their little ones. So we decided to develop a campaign targeted actually at parents, because they're the ones that are using social media. A lot of the grandparents we spoke to aren't using any kind of social media, and obviously kids shouldn't be on Facebook if they're 5. So target the parents, use hashtags, use Twitter, Facebook and all of that kind of stuff to get them to a website, which we'll show you in a moment. But then we also thought that we could add to that by creating some face-to-face events in cities and towns across the land.
So, I come in. So, keeping it personal, we want to make sure that a lot of our discussions that we had with particularly older people focused around an idea of place, proximity to things, and I wanted someone to teach me, I want someone to be there with me. So that's where we kind of started thinking about how do we get people into a shared place, and that could be sort of anywhere really, but we've gone down a little bit further to start thinking about, okay, the challenge, what is the challenge that we're making to these grands or granddads, or whoever it is, and started thinking about how can we take them outside of that normal relationship that they have with the, or the view that the young person will have of Gran. So the event is focused around transferring the learning from the experience from the grandparent to the child, but also some of the experience of the child with technology and being able to teach Gran something on the day as well. So we have things set up for them to be able to teach Gran how to use Skype, and Gran was to teach the child a game that they played when they were younger. But then the final challenge is something like having a rap battle against Nan, which you'll hear about a little bit more detail.
So yeah, taking it digital, so using a website and an app, which you can talk about it or anything. But yeah, just to run you through what we kind of do with it. Just to give you a quick run through back. So yeah, the main campaign that we'll be raising awareness, Gran Challenge. If you just scroll down, so we're talking about imagine a world where the grandchild is learning how to build a car with their granddad, or the child is teaching a grandma to use Instagram. The parent would be proud of both Nan and interact like a grandparent interact with their child. Granddad's better than you on FIFA. Stuff like that is trying to cross-generation pass of knowledge kind of thing, is what we're aiming for. You can also start, obviously say this is an event local in Birmingham for example, but you can do that and set up in your own city. So you can set up your grant with our help. It's just called that. With our help, you can set up franchises wherever you are. Just contact us, and then we've got the method, we've got the madness. So that's the hard kind of idea. You can be as crazy as you want, as creative as you want. Yeah.
Right. So we always wanted to look at how we can develop a mobile app for this. One main thing in particular, the reason why I wanted to look at this was we found in our research going on the streets, distance was such an issue. They had families where they moved to France, moved to Australia, and so again they were apart from their kind of grandchildren. And we wanted to look at what ways could we reconnect guys who do live apart through an app somewhere, and kind of using, I think most importantly, play to invoke that engagement. So how do we use play to invoke engagement between grandchildren and their grandparents? So we kind of created the app, Gran Challenge app. So the idea was to, again, it's a kind of a basic open screen, sign in. Again, what we wanted to do was be able to allow people to create their own family sections or create new networks within their families, and also sign up and whatnot. If you go quickly to the home button, So what we wanted to present to you guys was also, so as soon as they signed up, the idea was that they would be welcomed by a dashboard. And the dashboard would kind of have a whole host of different things, like all the different family members within their network and whatnot that they could engage with and play against, and the scoreboards. Again, so we have a little menu. If we go on to the first one, we also want to create a league and have families kind of join up together and also kind of compete against other families. So we kind of created the League of Extraordinary Families. So again, it was something we wanted to kind of roll out and see other people compete in. And if we go to the dashboard menu again one more time, if we go to play, we want to have a grid, a kind of compendium of different games that they could play against each other, from as simple as lots and crosses to snakes and ladders and whatnot. So if we go back to the home button and go to the just this button over here, this kind of gives you an idea. We also wanted to look at how we can allow things like messaging, Skype calls, and whatnot, video calls, and to take part in it. And last but not least, if we go back to home, the final time, we click on another icon here. It kind of gives you the kind of visual of what a kind of play settings may look like on the app and whatnot, and also kind of the interactions. But yeah, that's us. Gran challenge.